Today, I'm in 6th grade math and science. We're discussing earthquakes today. Living here in California, earthquakes are just a part of life. Earthquakes aren't that big a deal. I'm telling them about the big earthquake, the Loma Prieta earthquake. The earthquake where the Oakland A's were playing the San Francisco Giants. I knew there was going to be an earthquake that day because that was a big deal. The Oakland A's and the San Francisco Giants. That's sort of like the Mets playing the Yankees, except much, much lamer. In the big Loma Prieta earthquake, part of the Bay Bridge fell in. One person died on the Bay Bridge. Not for the cool reason of dying in an earthquake. The police had their hand up like this, which means don't go around us. And they sped off as fast as they could. But a section of the Bay Bridge had collapsed. So that knucklehead didn't listen to the police. They drove as fast as they could, and they went boom. Their car fell about 15 feet. I think that's what we call the Darwin effect. Because people that speed around police officers when they have a face like this probably shouldn't be breeding or working or living for that matter. The lesson here is when a police officer gives you that face, obey them. Because your car could drive into a sinkhole, or a section of the road could be missing, or it could be like that Twilight episode with that town was swooped up by aliens, and the edge of the town is all full of fog, and if you kept driving into the fog, you would drive into an alien mist where you couldn't breathe. That's why you obey police officers, because you never know when aliens are going to scoop up an entire town, put it somewhere else. You could drive into like an ammonia-filled air pocket, or you might inhale liquid aluminum. Very, very painful. The Loma Prieta earthquake is a long time ago. Having lived through the biggest earthquake of modern memory makes me a historical figure. This is like listening to my grandparents telling me about the first time they saw a car, except it's my life. And I'm not nearly as old as my grandparents. I don't remember the first time I saw a car. I don't remember the first time anyone in our neighborhood got a television. I do remember gigantic televisions and spending endless hours looking at Gilligan's Island. Marianne or Ginger? I'm such a dope, I watched it for the comedy to see how often the skipper would hit Gilligan on the head with his hat. Boy, did I miss the boat on that one. I did have a thing for the Petticoat Junction girls. Rawr. And the non-monster on the Munsters. Rawr. Ellie Mae Clampett on the Beverly Hillbillies. Rawr. Or Wilma Flintstone. Grrr. Just telling you about Gilligan's Island and Petticoat Junction and the Munsters. That puts me in the ancient history category. That's the category of remembering when televisions came into your living room or cars first appeared. I remember when people didn't have computers. I remember my parents buying their first calculator. It was a big deal. And now here I am telling stories about the great earthquake of 1989. The earthquake when every potted plant in my house took a nosedive, committed suicide. Not from the earthquake, but from lack of water. They were looking for an excuse to get away from me. I didn't set out to be living history. It just happened to me. Life of a sub.